Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we'll be looking at Bitcoin and its recent price action and what can we essentially expect. So, the past few videos that I had in regards to Bitcoin are that these past few weeks are just quite incredible to see. Like it's very, these moments. It's very exciting to watch Bitcoin, and it's almost hard to kind of even think that we're less than 20-ish% away from the all-time high. Yeah, about just about. It's it's quite a sight to see. I kind of drew that poorly, so we could say around 20%. Um, and from the time we've blown past the 20-week moving average. We have gone up 100%. And from the wick, we're up 300%. From the candle body, 200%. It's been a crazy year for Bitcoin. But as of right now, uh, good things don't always last forever. Um, and this also includes Bitcoin. So the questions are is where can we expect Bitcoin to go? How high can it go? Will there be a correction? It's hard to say. Um, Looking at its current trajectory, 20K seems not too far away. It really seems like in the next few weeks, it could touch it. However, it could not. And there is a lot of indicators to point out that this might be a local top, and we see some form of correction or beginning to move sideways for Bitcoin. And I have been saying this for quite some time. I honestly thought at around $15,000 we would see that, but we haven't. However, a few things that we'd like to just briefly keep our eyes on, because uh, they're important things to know, and it provides information to give you a better, to make a better decision based on your portfolio and risk tolerance. So the first one is the 20-week moving average. We know in times past, in the last bull market, even in the previous one, Bitcoin in a bull market always at some point reverts back to the 20-week moving average. Here, 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 and so on. And even in the last market, we saw it hit here before it shot up. So um, as of right now, we see it make contact there, and then we shot right back up, almost like kind of like this movement here, very similar. In addition to that, we've seen in times past that when it does go back to the 20-week, it's a pretty scary correction. Um, like you'd be lying to yourself if a 30% drop in a span of weeks doesn't keep you up at night, because it can and it will. And even in a bull market, like at the peak, we saw 36%. From this body here to the 20-week, we saw 40%. And it's common, and it's something that even in a bull market, when Bitcoin is going higher, it somehow always manages to scare us with a 30-40% correction. And currently right now, from the 20-week up, we're roughly 42%. When we look at previous mini peaks, like you can call these mini peaks, we're up 62, up 50%, 44%, 43%. So like these, and when we got to a point, like it got extremely crazy, 100% over, 72%, 82%, and the last one was 182% over the weekly moving average, 20 weekly moving average. And currently right now we're 42. And I did mention, like, for some of these they were like 60% up. However, we can assume, if we assume that Bitcoin's volatility is diminishing, hard for me to say that when you see this, but if we assume that Bitcoin's volatility is diminishing, um, it leads to then to the assumption that, well, Bitcoin might not get to like 80% over the moving average, but 40 seems to be about right. Now, again, this can definitely, uh, like, for no reason whatsoever, uh, other than just extreme bullishness, this can rally another 18% and touch the all-time high. It is fully capable of doing that. So we need to be prepared for both circumstances. Now, um, another thing to note is the RSI. Currently, the RSI is at 80 on the weekly. Um, and I've drawn a line at the top here to show essentially, let me hide this so it's more pronounced. We see, and I'll change this to like a, yeah, that looks better. Um, we see that at this level, we peaked out on the RSI in 2019. And in many of the times of those mini peaks of the last bull run, we saw it peak out around this level as well. Now, mind you, when we went to like 100% over the weekly moving average and 183% over the weekly moving average, it peaked out at the high, like mid low 90s. But so that's one thing to consider. But you can see a majority of them kind of hover around this area. So this can indicate that this might be a potential local top where uh, uh, we revert back down to make contact with the 20-week moving average. That's entirely possible. And actually, it's quite probable. It kind of makes sense. Uh, and to show also the lows, that's something's quite interesting. So I just want us to line up the RS where the RSI was when Bitcoin made contact with the 20-week, which is around here. If we draw a line all the way down, it is interesting to see how that line acts as a support in bull runs and a resistance in bear markets. It's quite interesting to see. Like this, like 53 on the RSI on the weekly, is kind of like the lever for Bitcoin. It's quite interesting to watch. When we capitulated in 2018 into 2019, it's the RSI that line started to act like resistance. But that's not what we're here today. We are here to see it in a bull market. And what happens? Well, when we come back down, obviously the RSI comes back down. But interestingly enough, when it makes contact with the 20-week moving average, it makes contact at around, the RSI resets to around 53. And we can look at it in years past, during the 2017 bull market, whenever we uh, make contact, we make contact with the line. Whenever we make contact with the line. Um, Here is another example. Here's almost another example. But we didn't quite, no, we didn't quite touch the 20-week. It wicked down to it, but with the RSI, it takes in closes, I believe. So it doesn't touch that line. If we look here, it makes contact in this area. And I bet even in the last one, if that's even a phrase I can use, when it makes contact with the 20-week, contact with the 20-week, that line is hit every single time. It's quite it's quite interesting. As unpredictable as cryptocurrencies are, there are, in the macro level sense, some things that repeat. You see, uh, with Bitcoin in general, you can get rid of the 20-week here. We can even flip it to the monthly to get a better macro view. But you see that Bitcoin comes in these boom and bust cycles. It's almost like clockwork, right? We get to a higher high, we capitulate, but we form a new bottom, come back up, capitulate, find a new bottom, so on and so forth. And as unpredictable as Bitcoin may be, like for example, where we are today, when we're debating on, well, is Bitcoin going to push higher highs? Is it going to make a run for 20K? Is it going to capitulate? At this point, it's anyone's guess. But when you look at the macro view, well, it becomes quite interesting in that sense. It becomes very, very almost like almost predictable. But with that said, it is something to take note. On the RSI, for example, it becomes another thing to note and another argument to make to say, hey, it's time to come back down, touch back this line, make contact with the 20 week, and move forward. But again, that could be all out the window, and we might even see a touch to 20K. I am if that's not the case, then I'm more convinced we will touch $20,000 and suspect that we make some resistance there. We said the same thing at the monthly. The like if we flip it back to the monthly, we anticipated, we thought, and we thought wrong that this would be some sort of like resistance. But as you can see, it simply wasn't. I can flip it to the day and you get a better idea. Like, look at that. There, it was nothing. It nothing to Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. Although Bitcoin uh, shows these patterns, well, history says otherwise, or price action says otherwise. So, what to do? Well, at this point, when we look at altcoins had a great day today. We're the new daily candles made, and so we're seeing this. We're also seeing a weird thing happening on the dominance chart and also on the total crypto market cap chart. Hopefully that gets fixed. But things are going good. Things are going really good, and it's definitely exciting to watch Bitcoin make these higher and higher candles, and we just gotta wait and see. It's I would not necessarily try to make any move here. Um, Even even in Bitcoin, like if you're considering on buying at this position, I would not recommend. It's not advice, like I can't give you advice, but I wouldn't necessarily buy at this level. We simply gone here at this level too quick and too high, for me to be convinced like this is a good place to buy. It's on a risk off basis. This is not a good place to open a position, whether you're leverage trading or just spot trading. Um, Depending on how conservative you are, this might be a place to actually sell. And I know, right? Selling before $20,000, blasphemy. But you know what? If you sell just a little bit here, that's profits locked in, something that can't be taken away from you, um, and that's always a good thing. And if on the off chance, like say you sell here, okay, and it does move up, but it hits $20,000 and comes back down and makes contact with the 20 week, well, just buy back your position there. You're buying at a better position, um, and that's the way I see it. But when you do sell, you have to be okay with selling it. Like if you're not okay selling it, then don't sell it. Like you're gonna see it go up to $20,000 and you're gonna buy back in because you don't want to miss out. Um, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button down below. If you really liked it, hit subscribe. Let me know what other coins you'd like me to look at. I might not put them on the video, but definitely open to looking at any charts you might have. Take care, you guys.